Hello, your friendly neighborhood vampire witch, Magic here. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the menstrual cycle. But first, a quick disclaimer. I am not a medical professional, but I have done some research on this topic on my own, and I advise you to do the same. Did you know that your period is only a tiny part of your menstrual cycle? A lot of us were never taught the full story. I know I wasn't. Today, we are going beyond the period to talk about the entire menstrual cycle and why understanding it matters. You may be asking yourself, so why does it matter? It matters because what they didn't teach us is hurting us. Most of us only learn about the menstrual cycle in two narrow contexts: how not to get pregnant and how to manage your period so you don't embarrass yourself. That's it. We weren't taught that our menstrual cycle is about so much more than pregnancy and bleeding. It is a complex, ongoing system that affects our body, mind, and emotions every single day, not just when we bleed. And because of this lack of education, we grow up confused. We don't understand why our energy, mood, and motivation can fluctuate from week to week. And worse yet, we feel shame. We are taught to hide our periods, dismiss our pain, and ignore our bodies. When we don't understand our full cycle, we fail to recognize patterns. It is hard to notice how different phases impact our sleep, digestion, anxiety, focus, and even how social we feel. And too often we blame ourselves. When we are tired, emotional, or overwhelmed, we think we are just being lazy, dramatic, or broken without even realizing it is often our hormones doing exactly what they are supposed to do. And this misunderstanding doesn't just impact how we view ourselves. It affects how we care for our bodies, how we approach work and relationships, and how we advocate for our health. If we don't understand the full picture, how can we possibly know what is normal or when something might be wrong? Knowing how the full menstrual cycle works is about more than biology. It is about self-awareness, self-compassion, and empowerment. Understanding the menstrual cycle isn't some niche topic or something only women need to know. It is basic body literacy. It is as fundamental as knowing how digestion works, how your heart pumps blood, or how your lungs breathe. The menstrual cycle isn't just about reproduction. It is about hormones that influence energy, mood, sleep, appetite, and mental health. A natural rhythm that affects how we feel, think, and function all month long. A biological process tied to lifelong health, from bone density to cardiovascular health. Why is this so essential? Because it helps people recognize patterns in their health, emotions, and energy. Make informed decisions about nutrition, exercise, work, and rest. Know when something is off and advocate for better health care. And stop blaming themselves for what is actually a biological process, not a personal weakness. When we frame this as just women's health, it gets dismissed, downplayed, and ignored. But this isn't just women's health. This is human biology. This is health literacy. This is self-knowledge. And everyone benefits when people understand their bodies, whether it is for themselves, their partners, their children, or their communities. If we want people to feel empowered, respected, and capable of making informed choices, body literacy must include the menstrual cycle. Period. So let's break down the menstrual cycle. The menstrual phase, which is also known as the period, can be seen as the first phase of the cycle. This phase is marked by the shedding of the uterine lining if a pregnancy has not taken place. It is when you have your period and typically lasts 3 to 7 days. So, what happens during the menstrual phase? There are hormonal changes. The levels of estrogen and progesterone are low, signaling that there is no need for the lining as pregnancy has not occurred. This hormone level drop signals the pituitary gland to release follicle-stimulating hormone, or FSH, which plays a crucial role in initiating the next phase because it stimulates the growth of ovarian follicles. This natural process is accompanied by uterine contractions, which help to release the tissue and blood. And sometimes this can lead to pain. Menstruation occurs. The lining is shed through the cervix and out the vagina. The amount and duration of bleeding can vary from person to person and from cycle to cycle. There is an impact on mood in many different ways. Decreased hormone levels can lead to feelings of fatigue and weariness. This can manifest as a need for more rest or sleep. Some women report feeling melancholy, sadness, or even depression. Others feel more introspective and contemplative, which makes it a great time to take time for yourself away from distractions. During this phase, comfort is key. Some women require pain relief and rest. It is important to track your cycle so you can predict the onset of menstruation and better manage your symptoms. This phase is like an inner winter. This makes it a time for reflection. Let's have a real quick review before moving on to the next phase. Estrogen and progesterone are at their lowest, and the uterine lining is shedding, resulting in your period. You might be feeling low energy and have a more inward focus. You may even be more naturally reflective, intuitive, and emotional. You may need rest, comfort, and quiet. This is the perfect time to withdraw, rest, and reflect. Give yourself permission to slow down, say no, and reset. Take time to recharge and try to avoid heavy decisions or socializing if you don't feel up for it. As the menstrual phase ends, the follicular phase begins. This phase is considered to overlap the menstrual phase, as some consider this phase to start at the first day of menstruation, but it doesn't become its own phase until after the menstrual phase ends and lasts until ovulation begins. This is when the body begins preparing for a potential pregnancy. This phase is driven by FSH. This hormone promotes the growth of ovarian follicles. As the follicles mature, they release an increasing amount of estrogen, which helps suppress the luteinizing hormone. In the ovaries, several follicles start to mature, but only one will reach full maturity and release an egg during ovulation. Estrogen stimulates the thickening of the uterine lining. This is done to prepare it to receive a fertilized egg. Many women feel more energetic and focused because of the rising estrogen levels. Estrogen rising can lead to increased energy, increased self-confidence, and an overall improvement in mood. It is also common to feel more alert, optimistic, motivated, and have an increase in cognitive abilities such as concentration and creativity. This surge of estrogen can lead to a feeling of social openness or a desire to seek out social interactions or being open to new things. It is important to support your body during this time. You can do this by eating foods rich in vitamins and minerals, lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. Energy levels are higher, so this is also an ideal time to engage in more intense physical activity. This phase is akin to spring as a time of growth. So let's recap. Biologically, estrogen starts rising again, and follicles and ovaries begin to mature as the body prepares for ovulation. Your energy returns and creativity blooms. Motivation rises, and you may be in a better mood and feel more optimistic. Your brain is primed for planning, problem solving, and new ideas. This is a time for experimentation, playfulness, and setting intentions. You may feel an emerging confidence. This is the ideal time to start new projects, brainstorm, and try new things. Also, your body should recover faster from workouts, which makes this a good time for strength training. And finally, you should feel your social energy increasing. The next phase is ovulation. This is one of the shortest phases, but it is very important to fertility. This phase marks the release of a mature egg from the ovary that is now available to be fertilized. Just before ovulation, there is a sharp rise in luteinizing hormone of LH and a small rise in estrogen. This triggers the release of the egg for ovulation. The egg is released into the fallopian tube. Here it may meet sperm and become fertilized. If fertilization doesn't occur, the egg will disintegrate. Signs of ovulation can include a change in cervical mucus, where it might become more clear and stretchy. There will be a slight increase in basal body temperature. Some women will experience mild cramps or bloating. There is also an increase in libido due to higher estrogen levels. Testosterone experiences a spike during ovulation, which can lead to an increased sexual desire in menstruating people. This hormone increases feelings of self-confidence, energy, and well-being. Many feel more alert, energetic, and confident during this time. However, it can also cause greater emotional sensitivity in some. This is because the surge of hormones can make some more sensitive, resulting in them being more empathetic, intuitive, or vulnerable. Some may even have more intense reactions to situations that would be perceived as less significant under other circumstances. However, these mood swings are a natural response to the changing hormone levels. Tracking your ovulation can be helpful, especially if you are trying to conceive to help time intercourse for the best chances of pregnancy. There are ovulation predictor kits, but you can also keep track of your basal body temperature and observe changes in cervical mucus to help pinpoint the fertile window. As always, it is important to stay hydrated. This is akin to summer and is a good time for connection. So, biologically, estrogen peaks, LH triggers the release of an egg, testosterone rises briefly. You may have higher energy or feel more confident or social. You might feel more communicative, magnetic, and outwardly focused. This is a good time for networking, collaboration, and performance. This is a time of peak energy, outward focus, generosity, sex drive, and confidence. This is a great time for social events, public speaking, and goal sharing. Ideal for presenting, negotiating, and connecting with others. Your body can handle higher intensity workouts better, and fertility will be at its highest. The final phase is the luteal phase, and it begins right after ovulation and lasts until the start of the next period. After ovulation, the follicle transforms into the corpus luteum, which releases progesterone. Meanwhile, LH decreases but remains essential to support the corpus luteum's activity. If you are pregnant, the egg will be fertilized and implant in the uterine lining, and the body will begin producing the pregnancy hormone. This hormone will signal the corpus luteum to continue secreting progesterone to keep the lining intact and support the pregnancy. However, if you are not pregnant, the egg will not be fertilized, then the corpus luteum will break down and disintegrate, leading to a drop in progesterone. This decline marks the end of this phase and triggers the shedding of the lining. Premenstrual symptoms are likely during this time due to fluctuating hormones. This can include mood swings, fatigue, bloating, irritability, and breast tenderness. This can feel like an emotional journey. The beginning can be peaceful but become more tumultuous as it progresses. At the start of this phase, estrogen is still high and there is a surge in progesterone, which can create a feeling of calm, relaxation, and serenity. As the luteal phase progresses, estrogen and progesterone decrease, mood can become unstable, creating mood swings. Feelings of irritability, anxiety, fatigue, increased sensitivity, or even sadness are common. PMS can manifest during the second half of the luteal phase as well. PMS creates physical, emotional, and behavioral symptoms that can vary in intensity and affect women a few days before the arrival of their period. However, the severity and nature of these symptoms can vary greatly from woman to woman. To ease symptoms, you may consider taking pain relievers, engaging in light exercise, or practice stress-reducing techniques such as yoga or meditation. Eat a balanced diet to help regulate hormone levels and alleviate mood swings and bloating. This is like an inner autumn. To recap, your progesterone rises then falls if pregnancy doesn't occur. Estrogen dips and fluctuates. Your body begins prepping for menstruation. You may begin to feel your energy begin to wane and your focus turning inward. You may be detail-orientated, which makes this a good time to finish tasks. This is a time for discernment, boundary setting, and honesty. You may feel moody, but this time can be empowering. It is time to complete projects, get organized, and evaluating. Prioritize self-care, stress reduction, and adequate sleep. There is a lot we aren't taught. It isn't just about pregnancy or periods. Our menstrual cycle affects our moods, energy, libido, motivation, sleep, and mental health. These shifts aren't random or weakness. They are biological rhythm. This knowledge helps us work with our bodies, not against them. It helps inform choices about rest, productivity, nutrition, exercise, and even relationships, reduces shame, fear, and self-criticism, and opens conversations about realistic expectations in schools, work, and healthcare. If you would like resources to learn more, check out In the Flow by Elisa Vitti, Period Power by Maisie Hill, The Clue Cycle and Period Tracker app by BioWink, FLLiving.com, and My Flow Period Tracker and Calendar by FLO Living LLC. How has not knowing about your menstrual cycle shaped how you treat yourself? What would happen if you embraced your cycle and learned to live cyclically instead of fighting it? And as always, thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please share it. And remember, love always wins.